Hello, I'd like to explain to you the difference between hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Hydrophilic is something that can be mixed with water rather than repel it. Here's an example of sugar, salt, alcohol, Kool-Aid, and sometimes your skin. If you add oil or cream, it is hydrophilic, but as soon as you add that cream or oil, it becomes hydrophobic. Hydrophobic is something that repels water. A substance such as oil, fat, if you've ever cooked bacon grease, if you've ever added oil to a pot of boiling water to make spaghetti or pasta, you'll notice that the oil immediately tries to get away from the water. It does not want to be near it. It has a tighter bond with itself than it does water. The characteristics of hydrophilic are things that are polar, meaning they have a positive and negative poles. They love water. The surfaces that it gets on, certain surfaces it gets on, are easy to get wet because they form a hydrogen bond with the water. There are solid wastes such as sugar, salts, cellulose, and starches. The characteristics of hydrophobic are grease, lipids, and oils. If a hydrophilic substance such as Kool-Aid or salt is placed in a beaker of water, the substance dissolves into the water because the bonds between the salt and or the Kool-Aid are much weaker than the bonds of the water. A hydrophobic substance such as grease and lipids are placed in a beaker of water. The two layers form. The molecules are non-polar and therefore they don't attract each other. They don't want to be near each other. As you can see, like I said before, when you make some type of food and you add oil or you add grease to it, there's always a separation. If you put it into the refrigerator overnight, if you had fat, all the fat will rise to the top because it does not want to be near water. It does not want to be near anything. It is a stronger compound on its own. Ionic compounds and polar covalent compounds, such as salt and ions, dissolve very quickly in water. They have a much weaker compound and therefore dissolve much easier than your covalent or nonpolar substances such as your oil and your fats, which has a much stronger compound and therefore separate themselves from water. They don't want to be near water and therefore have a stronger bond than your hydrophilic.